Hey, it's Lisa, the Survival Mom, and this is going to be my. I've tried to record this a couple of different ways on Zoom and on Facebook, and my what I really wanted to share with you were a few screen shares, and those did not show up the way that I wanted to. So I'm recording this. It will go up on YouTube, and I hope that it gives you a lot of insights into what is happening in the world around us with AI, something that is more and more creating not only just an artificial intelligence, but also it's creating an artificial reality, whether you are aware of it or not. It is really, I'm going to show you in a minute what I mean by that. And then I want to throw out to you 4 anchors to hold on to consistently keep your life and your mind grounded in reality. So you'll see what I mean in just a few minutes. First of all, I wanted to share with you this screen, and it's something I shared with my Survival Mom Sisterhood members a while back. And what I'd like for you to do is look at these faces and pick the one that is AI. Look at them looking really, really close. I don't know if I can zoom in or not. No, yeah, I can. Let me zoom in on those. Okay, look at the features. You should be able to tell which one is fake. Which one of those is fake? It's hard to tell, isn't it? You can zoom in. I don't know what you're guessing. In fact, if you watch this in comments or something, you can just let me know. This is the one I picked. We'll say this girl is, face 1, the little boy 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, the woman with the short red haircut, we'll say that's 6. Which one of those would you say is fake? It is hard to tell, isn't it? Well, the answer is they are all fake. These people do not exist. None of them. Every one of these was generated by AI. And that's shocking, isn't it? That is how advanced and how quickly AI has advanced. Just, AI has been around in the development for a very, very many number of years. The military has been using it. We don't even know, all the different technology companies that have been using it all along. But it's out there now just in full view, available to the public. And back in March 2023, I read that over 2,000 brand new AI apps or types of software were introduced. And moving forward, it's going to be a snowball coming down the hill and just getting bigger, bigger, and more impactful. So when we think of AI and what it can do, I've said from the beginning that it can be used for good or evil. And what I'd like to show you now are just some examples of things that they are concerning. But this, I think, is actually more important. When people were shown this image here, these are all riot control officers, whether they are, it looks like maybe it's in France just by the architecture, whether it is they're with the military or some other organization, they look like they're ready for a riot. Well, when people were shown this image and asked, is this real or AI? Apparently the majority of people thought this was AI, when in fact, this is real. It is real. And, we read about a lot of riots in Paris and different cities across, the country of France. And I imagine this is what they were gearing up for. That's real. What do you do about a population that looks at something like this and says, oh, that's not real, and then just dismisses it? It is kind of scary. Now, moving forward, here is another possibility. And that is this headline: Arizona mother warns about AI voice cloning after kidnapping scam. Well, just imagine you pick up your cell phone and only a certain number of people have your cell phone number, right? It's not like the olden days when we had the phone books and anybody could look up a phone number. But in this case, imagine answering your cell phone, and I have mine right here. And the voice, it sounds like my daughter, my son, my husband, my mom. And they're telling me I've been kidnapped. Their voice is full of emotion. They sound scared out of their wits, but I have to send X number of dollars via PayPal or Venmo, Zelle, whatever, and to this number or email address, and then they'll be released, except it's a scam. Imagine that. This is happening right now. There are there's AI software that can not only create fake images, whether it's a person or a scene, whatever, they can create fake voices. But look, let's take it one more step further. And this is an AI modeling agency. No need to hire a model. Just let this agency know, maybe scroll through, the people, the models that they have, and maybe you can adjust them to skin color, or you want them to have a certain ethnicity, certain type of clothing. You want them to look as though they're from a country or a part of this, whatever, and boom, you have it. There are also happening right now, artificial intelligence talent agencies for actors. That is kind of where I think it actually gets even scarier, because moving forward, let's say there's an election coming up, and it's a bond election, a school board election, it's a national election, whatever, and maybe there are candidates or there are issues, and now all of a sudden in your social media timeline, you are being fed ads for that particular issue or particular candidate. And that talent agency, AI talent agency, was asked to produce actors that you personally will connect with. And so recently there was something on Twitter where people were being asked, post the most 4 beautiful people you know of, or post the 4 scariest things that you can think of. Post images of your very favorite vacation spots. That's a gold mine for artificial intelligence. It's a gold mine for marketers. It's a gold mine for political campaigners, because now they can create customized to you and customized to people with whom you have a similar profile, a very convincing spokesperson, a very convincing eyewitness that says this is what's happening, and you connect with them, their vocal, their voice, their mannerisms, their level of emotion, their appearance, certainly, and that just becomes more and more persuasive to you. Here's another one. Here's a virtual photo studio. You can upload an image of yourself or anything, and all of a sudden, look at all the different poses you get, all created by AI. So we have artificial intelligence that can create scenes, possibly like the police scene I showed you earlier, except this one would be fake, voices, actors, models, and you realize that no longer can you ever assume that anything you see is real. For 13 years, I've been giving people, when thinking about survival and prepping, trust your own eyes and ears. Law enforcement, emergency workers, they may say, you're safe where you are. Don't worry about the flood. Don't worry about this. It's a very safe community. This was just a random act of violence, but you're seeing and hearing something different. You're hearing from neighbors. You're checking the local news, and it's like, no, this isn't what they say. We need to get out of here, or we need to, get prepped in this one way or another. With what you've seen so far, do you feel as confident in the advice that you hear, in the guidance that you may hear in some kind of an emergency or survival scenario, telling you that everything is fine and to not worry? I don't feel like I can even give that advice anymore. Trust your own eyes and ears. So what do you do instead? Well, earlier this year, back in January of 2023, I developed what I call 4 anchors. And give me just a moment to find them. I have lots of screens here and lots of possibilities to share. So just give me a second. But when you cannot trust your own eyes and ears, what can you trust? What can you trust? And in fact, there are quite a few things that you can trust. And I'm going to show you my 4 themes as soon as I can find them. I had all these lined up just perfectly for you. And now it's like, all right, where'd they go? Give me just one second. These 4 themes are universal. They can be applied to anyone at any age, no matter your age, no matter your health level, whether you're single, you're a busy mom that homeschools, and you don't have a spare moment, in the course of your day. These themes apply to you. And I believe that they are ideal as anchors, what I call anchors to reality. And here we go. Ready? I've been sharing these via my Sunday email newsletters since mid-January. And the 4 of them are optimal health and fitness, self-reliance, community, and traditions. And again, thinking about a world that is becoming increasingly fake. And even real life people, real life people can be extremely fake online, but these are anchors that you can lash yourself and your family to, that are very, very real, and you can trust these things. Start with your optimal health and fitness, not just physical health and fitness, but also emotional, mental, and spiritual. What can you start doing right now? What have you been doing that have been making you stronger and stronger and stronger in this particular category? Because if you are counting the number of steps you take in a day, for example, that is something that is very real. It's going to improve your health, your outlook on life. If you're walking as a family or with your spouse, it is just a way that is just an anchor to reality. And it's beneficial to you in multiple kinds of ways. Moving forward, the self-reliance. Well, this is something I've been talking about and teaching for 13 years now. But whatever you're doing for self-reliance, that's real. So if you're canning vegetables, if you are growing things, if you're getting into beekeeping for the first time, if you're learning how to sew on a sewing machine, you're teaching your kids maybe how to garden for themselves, or, training the pets, whatever it might be, these are actual skills of self-reliance that over and over again, leave you rooted and grounded in reality. The third theme, or the third anchor, is community. This is something that is priceless. So when you hit hard times, who can you reach out to? When you need solid advice, when you're just feeling lonely, when you want to do something social, you want to have people over, or you're feeling like, man, it's been months since we've had people over. It's been months since we've gotten together with this couple or this family. We need to do that. Those kinds of things, again, you're connecting with real people in real time and doing something real. The community, that's something, again, that you can start doing today. Just get on the phone or send a text message. By the way, it's hard to build a community via text messages, but start building this community. It is absolutely invaluable. And then finally, maybe my favorite is traditions. These anchor us not to reality right now, but they anchor us to past generations who knew nothing of technology, generations who were completely unaffected by anything artificial, like artificial intelligence, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and even beyond. You can look to the past, and it doesn't have to be something you grew up with. It can be a tradition that this was a tradition in my community, where every spring families would get together and everybody would go and have a huge community picnic. Or it could be just a tradition you create just for yourself today. Starting today, I'm going to have a tradition where every Monday, I'm going to be doing this. Once the first of every month, I am going to find a new skill, and I'm going to practice that skill for the next 30 days, whatever it might be. But these 4 anchors are absolutely vital. I believe there has never been a more important time to dig in and practice these things every single day of your life. Look at what you're doing now. Do you have a hobby that fits one of these categories or these anchors? When I was reflecting on our beekeeping, I've been talking about beekeeping a lot, I know, but I realized that beekeeping with optimal health and fitness, it gets us outside. It gets us moving. It gets us focused on something that isn't just, what's going on in politics or what's going on with inflation or whatever the current issue is. Optimal health and fitness is a part of beekeeping. And then self-reliance. We are learning a real life skill. Those bees are out there. We can utilize the honey, and we can utilize the beeswax in lots of different ways. We can set it up as a business. We can teach to others. We can pass it down to our kids and maybe someday grandkids in the traditions category. And with beekeeping, we have become part of a community. So we're going to bee school. We're going to monthly meetings. We're talking to people online. We can have a master beekeeper come over and give us advice. We have actually increased our own community just with this one side hobby. So think about what you can start doing now. What have you been doing that falls in these categories? And one activity like our beekeeping is addressing all 4 of these anchors. It is more important now than ever before to hold on to what is real and to be very purposeful in how you spend your time and who you spend your time with. Get away from the constant scrolling, because all four of these, they're stepping back from a world where it's scrolling through Facebook, it's scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, and is rooting you in something that is real and something that is authentic. That is my advice, I guess, for all of 2023. No one is perfect. And sometimes, I'll find myself scrolling, whether it's through Twitter or something else. But again, it has never been a more important time to hold on to what is real and to anchor yourself and your family to things that are unchanging. I hope this helps, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Bye-bye.